Just a second.
Do we have a quorum?
Yep. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Boston School Committee's annual organizational meeting. I'm School Committee Chair Jerry Robinson. I hope everyone had a happy and healthy New Year and a restful break. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Because this is a remote meeting, I will ask Ms. Parvex to please call the roll.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Alkins, Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Here.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Present.
Mr. Tran,
Yes, here.
Mr. O'Neill,
Present.
and Ms. Robinson.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Tonight's session is being shared live on Zoom. It will be posted on the school committee's webpage and on YouTube. The recording will be available in all of the BPS languages. Tonight's meeting documents are posted on the committee's webpage, bostonpublicschools.org/schoolcommittee, under the January 6th meeting link. The 2025 meeting calendar will be posted once it's approved. The meeting documents have been translated into all of the major BPS languages. Any translations that are not ready prior to the start of the meeting will be posted as soon as they are finalized. The committee is pleased to offer live simultaneous interpretation in Spanish, Haitian Creole, Cabo Verdeano, Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and American Sign Language. The Zoom interpretation feature has been activated. Zoom participants should click the globe icon at the bottom of your screen to select your language preference. I want to remind everyone to please speak at a slower pace to assist our interpreters. Our first order of business this evening is the approval of the 2025 meeting calendar. My fellow members, each of you received a copy of the proposed calendar. The 2025 meeting calendar has 6 fewer meetings than our 2024 calendar. This reduction is a reflection of our discussions during our fall retreats. We will continue to work to make our time together efficient and effective. We will continue to fulfill the other expectations of our roles. The reduction of meetings will support us doing both. I want to also note that school committee meetings will be held virtually on Zoom at 5:30 p.m. from January through March. The committee will resume hybrid in-person meetings at the Bowling Building in April. Are there any questions or comments about the calendar? Dr. Alkins?
Yes, thank you to the team for the good work putting together the calendar and seeing what we could in fact take off. I know we also talked at the retreat about having greater clarity around the focus of those meetings, and I noticed that we see that earlier in the year. We tend to know that we're going to be discussing the budget for like anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Do we have a sense of when we will get an update on, or how far in advance we'll receive an update as to what the focus of those other meetings might entail?
I think that we are, as we're trying to work through those topics, I think that is going to be the issue of trying to make sure that people who are responsible for those topics will be getting that information to us. We know that some things are moving around still, but we're hoping within the next couple of weeks to give ourselves at least a good, draft of what those meetings will be. But Superintendent, I'll let you speak.
Yeah, no, I think you said that I think you said that exactly, Chair, that is the process we're working through now, for now until the end of the year, and then we'll do a similar thing for the fall ones. But I think we all agree that we want to make sure that we're clear on what's going to be covered on the agenda.
So Superintendent, just to be clear, when you say that, you are working to give us, along with the chair,
the calendar. When you say through the end of the year, you mean the end of the school year, so.
End of the
June.
school year,
So
correct.
we can, as members, see what the agenda items are expected to be, subject to obviously some changes, but in line with Dr. Elcott's question, you're looking to give us the heads up, but on this date, we're most likely going to be talking this topic, et cetera.
Correct, the topic heads, and then similarly for the fall, we'll do that mapping out.
Okay. Okay. Before we move on, any questions? Hearing none, I now will entertain a motion to approve the calendar as presented. Recognizing that at times we may make changes to accommodate special circumstances. Is there a motion?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Kravitz, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Candet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
and Ms. Robinson. The calendar is approved unanimously.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the election of officers for calendar year 2025, starting with the chair. At this time, I would like to issue a call for nominations for chair. Ms. Polanco Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Happy New Year, everyone. Yo quiero nominar a nuestra Jerry Robinson. Quiero nominar a, yo entiendo que Jerry ha sido un equilibrio. Y pienso que ella ha dado mucho al comité escolar. Ha sido una persona que ha traído desde su nombramiento esa fuerza y sobre todo esa entrega. Siempre es disponible para las reuniones, siempre abierta a hablar con las familias, a hablar con las comunidades, y yo creo que merece que continuemos teniendo a Jerry como presidenta del comité de las escuelas públicas.
Okay, I would like to nominate Ms. Jerry Robinson as the chair of the Boston School Committee because I think that she brings a balance here in the district. And I feel like when she was nominated, she's the strength and she gives herself to this district, to the committee. And also she's always available to all the meetings. She's open to meet with the families, with the communities. I feel like she deserves to be nominated to continue being the chair.
Agradezco mucho a la presidenta del comité. Quiero agradecerle mucho su pasión y su entrega y su devoción. Quiero hacerle un agradecimiento público y espero que podamos continuar con ella.
I also want to appreciate the chair for her passion, her devotion, and her commitment. So I want to make this public appreciation, and I hope that she can continue being the chair of the Boston School Committee.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations for the position of chair? Hearing none, I would like to close out the nominations for chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Kravitz, would you please call the roll?
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Ms. Candet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
and Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you, Ms. Kravitz. The nominations are now closed. With there being only one nominee, I would like to entertain a motion to elect myself, Jerry Robinson, as the chair of the committee for 2025. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Parvex, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
Yes,
Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Parvex, and I want to thank my fellow members for entrusting me to lead this body. As I've said many times, we have critical work ahead of us this year, work that will include many challenges and many unknowns. I celebrated my 10th anniversary near the end of 2024, and during my time serving on the school committee, we've experienced many times of instability. Right now, we have a level of stability and alignment across at all levels, from the mayor, the superintendent, their teams, and the school committee. Now it's time to move full speed ahead to make a transformative impact in the experiences of our students. I look forward to working together with all of you and with our superintendent as we keep our students at the center and engage in the important work of building their future. So, as I said, roll up your sleeves. We've got a lot of work to do. We'll now move on to the position of vice chair. At this time, I would like to issue a call for nominations for vice chair. Dr. Alkins?
Chair, I'd like to nominate Michael O'Neill for vice chair. I've had the privilege of working with him on the superintendent's evaluation. I've been able to, since joining the committee, been able to watch him and of course other seasoned members and just being able to learn a lot about what the role itself entails and, beyond the scope of what folks see in these meetings, but being engaged in the community, developing relationships, being able to be fluid and talking to the different school communities. And I think for those people that don't know, it's a lot to be out there on a regular basis and to have as much institutional knowledge and and to be able to have like that lens that says, all right, well, how do we try to maneuver forward in alignment with goals as they evolve also? So I think his leadership has been demonstrated, and I think I would love to continue learning more from him as well as you, Chair. So I nominate Michael O'Neill.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations for position of vice chair? Hearing none, I'd like to close out the nominations for vice chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Parvex, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
yes,
and Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. The nominations for vice chair are now closed. With there being only one nominee, I would like to entertain a motion to elect Michael O'Neill as vice chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Parvex, will you please call the roll?
Thank you. Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Ms. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
yes,
and Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous and congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. O'Neill. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to my fellow members, and particularly to Dr. Elkins for your very kind words. I have enjoyed working with you on the review and other things, as well as with other fellow members, and I look forward to the chair continuing to evolve us as a committee. I was very encouraged by our retreats this past fall and love to see the changes in the calendar, would love to see, you know, as we talked about, finding out what each of the agenda items are, thinking through more task forces, et cetera, and providing leadership opportunities for all the members. As you know, we have to continue to evolve as a body, as our district has to continue to evolve. And I think we have, as the chair said, some really important decisions coming up in front of us in this next year as our district evolves. So look forward to working with all of you in our time in this committee.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support.
Right. Thank you, Mr. O'Neill, and congratulations once again. We're grateful to your unwavering commitment to our students and the experience you bring to the role, and look forward to your continued partnership.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Madam Chair, I thank you for your role as chair as well. It's so beautifully stated by Ms. Polanco Garcia, but thank you for what you do for all of us.
All right, thank you. Member Brandon Hernandez, who's unable to be with us tonight. Oh, excuse me, Superintendent. Sorry.
I just wanted to say congratulations to both of you. I'm very thankful for your leadership over the past year and this year coming up, and just to all members of the committee. This is going to be a great year with a lot of hard work and a lot of important decisions. But I feel really good about all of the hard work that this committee's putting into itself, like bringing its best self to it. And I think Chair Robinson, you and Vice Chair O'Neill will be really important in that leadership piece.
All righty. Thank you again, Superintendent. Member Brandon Cadet Hernandez, who was unable to be with us tonight, wished for me to express this evening that he hoped that there would be a more robust process for discussing leadership of the committee. And as chair, I promise to keep that in mind for the future. He may have more to share at the next meeting. But during our fall retreats, we discussed the ideas of subcommittees to support our effectiveness as a governing body. We're gifted with a talented group of members. I appreciate the deep dedication each of you brings for continuing improving our schools and district to best serve our students, families, and staff. And I'm thankful for the diverse and unique knowledge each of you contributes to this body. The subcommittees will provide an opportunity for us to go in more depth in designated and impactful areas, as well as to capitalize on the expertise of our members. The subcommittees will require time and commitment. Our reduction of meetings mentioned earlier in the meeting will help us support this reallocation of time. The subcommittees are also an important leadership development experience for our committee as we think about the future of our body. This idea is still developing, and we will bring it forward with additional details in the future. That concludes our business for the evening. The next virtual school committee meeting will take place Wednesday, January 22nd at 5:30 p.m. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion or objection to the motion? Ms. Parvix, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Elkins,
Yes.
Ms. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lima Barbosa,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran,
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
and Ms. Robinson.
Yes,
The meeting is adjourned.
thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Good night. See you all on the 22nd.
Happy
Good
New
night.
Year all.
Happy New
Happy
Year
New
to
Year, everyone.
everyone.
Happy New Year.